नमस्कार। आप सभी लोग इस वैश्विक महामारी कोविड-19 से बचने के उपायों के साथ साथ अपने आस पड़ोस में सभी लोगों की मदद करते हुए अपने परम पुनीत कर्तव्यों का पालन कर रहे होंगे, जिसमें आप लोग अपनी स्टडी पे बहुत ध्यान दे रहे हैं, जैसा कि मुझे फीडबैक मिल रहा है। साथ ही जो क्वेरी क्लासेस आपकी चल रही है उसमें से पता लग रहा है। तो स्टूडेंट्स, लेट्स मूव अवर नेक्स्ट चैप्टर, that is the principle of inheritance and variations. Especially if we can talk about this chapter, you all must studies about different things about this chapter, right? In this chapter, especially you all are familiar with the reproductions, means it is the formation of the same kinds of offsprings, in which we can say it can be also depend on the such structures. And if we talk about only genetics, generally genetics is the branch of the science in which we can say study about the inheritance and the variations, or directly you can say the branch of the biology which deal with the inheritance and variations, that is called genetics. And if we can talk about what about the inheritance, especially it is the process by which the characters can be passed from one parent to their progeny. Means we can say the characters can be passed out from parent to their progeny, right? And the talk about the variations, it is the, we can say, the degree by which the progeny differ from each parent. Means if we can talk what is the difference between the progeny and the parents, means they all can be always a little bit different from each other, right? So that is known as the variation. As you can see, especially in the diagram, these are the all human beings, but there is still lots of variation can be seen in all places, evenly in the diagrams also, or you can these pictures also, means you will get the large amount of variations from their parental to their offsprings in one. And if we talk about the history of this genetics, evenly we know that in 18,000 to 8,000 to 1000 BC, the variations can be occur because of the reproduction, and evenly variation can be occur because of the sexual reproductions. We can say that the different breeds of the animals can be also on the dependent of these organisms. Means we can select the different organisms, right, with the desirable characters, which can be done with the help of artificial selection and domestication in those places. So we have to know about the this variations. Then we have to talk a little bit about the terminology. Generally, these terms can be utilized in so many times in our this topic one. First, that is called genetics. As I have already told you, the branch of biology which can be deal with the inheritance and the variations of the characters from parent to offspring, means how the different character can be passed out from the parent to the their offsprings or their progeny. And if we talk about the heredity, right, means the transmission of the character from parent to the offsprings, is the branch of biology, that is genetics, and the heredity, the transmission of characters from parent to the offsprings. And if we talk about the variations, variation means what is the difference among the अदर ऑफस्प्रिंग्स विद देयर पेरेंट्स, मीन्स हम सिंपली वेरिएशन में कह सकते हैं कि कोई जो ऑफस्प्रिंग्स है, कोई जो बच्चा है, वो उसके अंदर अपने पेरेंट्स से क्या अलग अलग चीज़ें हैं। मॉर्फोलॉजिकली तो सेम हो सकता है, लेकिन बहुत सारे कैरेक्टर्स में क्या होगा, इट विल ऑलवेज डिफर फ्रॉम इट्स पेरेंट्स. सो दैट इज कॉल्ड द वेरिएशन. एंड इफ वी टॉक अबाउट द हेरिडिटी एंड वेरिएशन, स्पेशली वी कैन से these are always genetical and inherited. मीन्स जो हेरिडिटी एंड वेरिएशन होगा ये हमेशा क्या जेनेटिकल होगा, साथ में इनहेरिटेबल यानी पेरेंट से ऑफस्प्रिंग में ट्रांसफर होगा. एंड देयर इज वन मोर थिंग दैट इज कॉल्ड द एनवायरमेंटल वेरिएशन. द सम characters can be also because of the environmental conditions, right? We can learn the different things because of the environmental conditions. They are not inherited from our parents. मीन्स बहुत से ऐसे कैरेक्टर्स होते हैं जो हमें एनवायरमेंटल से सीखने पड़ते हैं, एनवायरमेंटल से हमारे अंदर डेवलप कर जाते हैं, दोज आर नोन एज द एनवायरमेंटल वेरिएशन और द acquired, and these acquired characters are not inheritable, means they cannot be transferred from one organism to the another organism, right? So let's move to talk about the more thing about this, that is genetic. First of all, you must know about the John Mendel. He was the known as the father of the genetics. G. John Mendel. Why he is known as the father? Because generally he known about the father of the modern genetics, because before him general scientists have not given any specific idea about the genetics. But George John Mendel or John Mendel have developed the principles of the heredity. He started to do the such structures, such things, that he always studying about the different characters of the pea plant. Right? We can say George Mendel developed the principle of the heredity while studying 7 pairs of the inherited characters in the pea plant. He completed his study on the basis of the pea plants, on its basis on its 7 characters, and we can say evenly his work was not recognized during his lifetime. While he was living in that particular condition, his work is not recognized. But after he is dead, right? After he is dead, his work is recognized, right? And it becomes a basis of present day field of genetics. Means his all experiments can be utilized now in present days. So that what are the different approaches of the Mendel, means what Mendel has done in this period. So we can say generally he conducted a hybridizations or artificial pollination or cross pollination experiment for the 7 years from 1856 to 1863 and proposed a law of inheritance. Means he conducted the different experiments by the cross pollination or the artificial pollinations, right, up to 7 years, and after that he proposed about the law of the inheritance, which already you all have learned in the previous 10th class, right? He proposed the 3 laws, especially they are the law of dominance, law of segregation, and law of independent assortment, right? So according to him, he applied a statistical analysis, the mathematical logic for the biological problems, and large sampling size, greater credibility to data, and also experiment true breeding peep line, right? And he that confirmations of the inference from the experiment on the successive generations of the test plants and proved the general rules of the inheritance. Mendel investigated 2 opposing traits, tall and dark yellow and the green one. Means he used the different characteristics of the plants one. But sometimes we have to know that what are the different characters, right, or contrasting characters selected by the Mendels for his experiment. You all have to know, especially he used the 7 characters in which we can say that is the stem height, and height may be tall and dwarf, the flower color violet or white, flower position axial or terminal, right, pod shape inflated or constricted, right, pod color green or yellow, seed shape round and wrinkle, and seed color yellow and green. Means he selected these 7 characters in that particular condition, on the basis of which his all study is based of the Mendels. Means he started to just get all these characters in that particular conditions in that particular time. There is a question, why Mendel had selected pea plant? मीन्स आखिर मेंडल ने पी प्लांट को ही सेलेक्ट क्यों किया? समटाइम्स सच थिंग कैन बी ऑल्सो आस्क्ड इन डिफरेंट वेज, राइट? फॉर दैट देयर आर डिफरेंट रीजन्स दैट मेंडल हैज सेलेक्टेड ओनली द पी प्लांट फॉर हिज एक्सपेरिमेंट. फॉर दैट वी कैन से, स्पेशली वी कैन से the pea plant, right, it is an annual plant with a short life cycle. Means it is annually plant and have also a very short life cycle. सो द सेवरल जनरेशन कैन बी स्टडी विद इन द शॉर्ट पीरियड। इसलिए क्या है कि हम बहुत सारी जनरेशन में इसको बहुत जल्दी समय पे पूरा कर सकते हैं, स्टडी कर सकते हैं। इवनली वी कैन से दैट इट हैज़ अ perfect bisexual flower, right, containing both male female parts. It is a perfect flower, right. Evenly we can say the flower are predominantly self pollination. Generally इस flower में self pollination होता है and it is easy to get pure line of the several generation. और जब तक self pollination होगा we will always get again and again about the pure line have generations in many generations, right. Evenly we can say it is the easy to cross pollinate them, right. Pollen from the one plant to the can be introduced to the stigma of the another plant, means the cross pollination can be easily done in such plants. Or we can also get to remove the anthers from the different plant for the cross pollination. And we can say the pea plant produces a large number of seed in one generations. The production of this plant is also very high, so it is also a reason that's why Mendel has selected the pea plant. And we can say pea plant could easily raised, maintain and handleable, means generally it can be grown easily, it can be easy to handle also, as well as we can say a number of easily detectable contrasting characters and traits were available in the plants. As I have told you about the 7 characters, that is seed shape, seed color, flower color, pod shape, pod color, flower position and stem height, right. So all these characters can be found in the same single plant one, so it is easy to select the such plants, and that's why the Mendel has selected this plant for his experiment. To learn about the different terminologies or terms can be utilized used in such chapter, in which we can say about the phenotype, means we have to know what is this phenotype, right. We can say the phenotype generally the external appearance of an organism due to the influence of the genes and environmental factors, means what are the different changes will occur physically, like morphologically. In that particular condition we can say those characters are known phenotype. On the other hand genotype, on the other hand we can say the genetic constitutions of an individual, right, responsible for the phenotype, means what are different genes, different genetic constitutions can be responsible for development of that phenotypic structure. And if we talk about the phenotypic ratio, we can say the correct proportions of the phenotype in the populations, right, as well as genotypic ratio, the correct proportion of genotype into the population. Then we have to talk about the homozygous, means generally when the homozygous genes, especially when they are morphologically, physically and genetically are same, right. Or we can say when the individual having the identical genes in an allelic pair, like capital T for any characters, both are same, right, capital T or small t, then both are known as the homozygous. On the other hand they are known as heterozygous whenever such genes are not found in formation of allelic pairing, right, they are differ from each other, as you can just see into the this small t and capital T, right. And in this is capital T they are the homozygous, and capital T small t is the heterozygous. On the other hand we can say what about the dominant gene, right, especially dominant gene, we can say the gene which can capable to express in the generations, right. Or we can say the gene that can be expressed in characters in the heterozygous conditions, means whenever genes are in heterozygous characters, like you can say especially capital T and the small t, means the correct which gene can be capable to express itself, like this can be over to express in, so this gene is known as dominant gene. On the other hand, right, when the same thing can be again done and which cannot be capable to express itself, like the small t, means this capital T is the dominant one and this small t is the recessive one. So thus we can say these are the dominant gene and these are the recessive gene. Then we can say what are the hybrid, We can say the progeny obtained by the cross of two parents that can differ from characters. As I have already told you, whenever two different characters can be crossed, two different parents, and we get a progeny, that progeny is called the hybrid one, right? And there's one more thing, that is back cross and the test cross. Only here we can just only discuss about it, so what is that one, but in the next topic we will discuss some in details. So if we talk about the back cross, the cross between the F1 hybrid and one of its parents, means when the F1 hybrid can be crossed with any one parents, and on the other hand test cross, when the cross between the hybrid, right, means the when we got a hybrid and it's homozygous recessive parents, right, in, and it is always used to identify the genotype of the hybrid. If especially there is one more thing about the failure generations, sometimes we can write the F1 and F2 conditions over there, right? You all have seen such type of structure, F1 and F2, right? What about this one? This F1, we can say it is the first failure generations, means we can say this, especially when the hybrid plant with alternate form of the single trait, right? Whenever any hybrid plant can be developed and we get a progeny of it, that is the failure generation F1. And after the selfing of F1 plants, right, that is called the failure generation 2. Means F1 can be always get in when condition, when A and cross with B and we got the C structure, right? Simply suppose a plant A plus B, they can cross together and they will form C. This is the F1 generation. When C is crossed with another C1 or some different type of C1, then we got the another plant in that particular condition, that is called the F2, and in this condition it is known as F1. With failure, first failure generation this C, and second failure generation, that is the after the selfing of the plant or selfing cross self pollinating of those plants, right? So this can be always in different characters with, right, with the help of the monohybrid and the dihybrid conditions, right? In that particular conditions we can say generally how they can be done the such type of things, especially in that particular conditions we can say that the monohybrid, in which generally when the single trait can be crossed together, means only we can say only about the height one, right? As example T and the T crossed with the small t and small t means when we get the same character only, that is about the height one, right? So due to such conditions we can say that when a single character can be crossed, in that condition we can say that is the mono hybrid, right? On the other hand, when the plant can be crossed two different, right, two different characters, in that particular conditions we can say it is the dihybrid cross. In monohybrid cross it may be only color, it may be only shape, it may be only pot, but whenever we can get the two seeds, suppose we can take the seed shape and seed color, right, in that particular conditions the plant or the cross is known as dihybrid cross in those conditions, right? So this way we will just find the different characters in the different failure generations. And as Mendel has just done the such type of cross, in which he also proposed that whenever anything providing the stability which can be passed from one organism to the another organism, right, so by the gametes, they are known as factors or they are known as genes, right? And he also tells us that genes which can be always coded with the pairing contrasting characters, means gene, for example if we writing about the this TT, This is also gene, it is also a gene. So they are pairing about the contrasting characters. In the other hand, this is also capital T small t, it is also a contrasting characters which can be contrasted to each other. In that particular condition, they are also in that condition. And as we have already known that the alphabet symbol are used in capital, right, or the small one. They should be always same in that conditions. When they may be pair like the capital T, right, or the small t and the these like structures, right. We can say the plant pair at least height, especially plant height can be just don't be that of like this one, capital T and capital T and small t and small t and small t, with both all these alleles are denoted for the height 1. So we can say their structure, as I have already told you about the phenotypic ratio and the genotypic ratio, and I have also explained you about the dominant gene and the recessive gene. Evenly during the writing of on the papers, we have to always use the capital alphabet as the dominant and the recessive, and in the small alpha. Can easily understand by such cross, that is monohybrid cross. As you can see, especially he started only to get such type of things, means he take only height 1, right. So we can say it is the getting only height, so it is the monohybrid cross, right. As you can see, especially in the F1, that is Philae generation 1, right, he get the such type of heterozygous plants. Even it is a homozygous, it is also homozygous, but later on he got the capital T and small t, in which he got the heterozygous. And after, whenever we can use this capital heterozygous conditions, we can cross them, right. After the crossing or after self pollination of these plants, we will get the such structures. And if we can talk about the ratio, especially as we have told that this is the tall, this is also tall, this is also tall, and this is also tall, but this is the dwarf one. So we can say the morphologically the 3 or phenotypically we can say 3:1, it is a phenotypic ratio. But on the basis of the genetic ratio, right, on the basis of genetic ratio, as you can see, this genes means capital T is only 1, right, and capital T small t is there is 2, and small t again 1. So this is known as, it is based on the basis of genes, right. So this is the genetic ratio in that conditions, and we can say it can be always helpful to production of the genes or gametes, formation of zygotes with the help of Punnett squares, right. So this way we can easy to understand about them. As you also must know that before crossing them or before crossing the genes, we have to make their gametes, means they should be always under the process of the gametogenesis, when these capital T can be just separated out, small t also separated out, and with the help of Punnett square they can be crossed each other, right. As I have already told you about the test cross, right. As you know that a test cross is the process in which we can say, which can be always crossed between the hybrid and its homozygous recessive parents, that is called test cross. If we can say, as you seen in the diagram, right, there is a diagram, especially the homozygous recessive white and homozygous recessive white you will get over there, means when it can be crossed with the heterozygous parts, or we can say the cross between the hybrid, means which hybrid you are getting over here. I think everybody known that this is the hybrid plant in the particular conditions, right. You can just see this is the hybrid in this particular conditions, right. So it can be generally easily crossed, right, with the recessive parents, means with recessive condition. It may be, suppose we can get the only tall plant in the particular, we get such type of hybrid, it can be get reacted with this one, as you can just see in the this, suppose this white flower is a recessive one, so it can be always give the, because this purple is a dominant character, it can mix all the R, just generally opposite are homozygous. But on the other hand, when this heterozygous type of hybrid can be crossed with homozygous recessive white, this one, in that particular condition we will get that 50% that is the another color and 50% that is the another color. We can say the half of is white and therefore unknown flower has been heterozygous. इसका मतलब क्या होगा कि suppose means we are talking about test clause, we are talking about this flower, we want to identify about this one, right? Means with the help of this diagram we can able to understand, right? Is it the flower is a heterozygous or the homozygous? With the help of this test clause we will capable to done the such kinds of things easily. So students, tomorrow we will talk about the Mendelian laws of heredity, right? Means we will talk about the different rules, right, which were proposed by principle or laws of the inheritance by the Mendel's. Especially we have to talk about the law of dominance and the second law, that is law of segregation. So students, you must read this lesson and try to prepare your notes properly. Thank you.